Dear white people, dear white people, you are the most pathetic human beings on the planet. I'm a white person. I have a right to say. If I'm racist to white people, I guess I'm racist to white people because I'm white. But I'm gonna say stuff that other people can't because they'll get attacked. You can attack me all you want because I don't give two shits about you and who you are. Every time I give recognition and some love to another culture, y'all come on here with some negative bullshit like, look at me, my narcissistic self, look at me. Oh, like, sit the fuck down, because none of yous are special in any way. None of yous are special whatsoever. You always got something ignorant to say about every culture but yourselves, because you need to focus on yourselves, considering white people are number one in crime in every little fucking thing. Rape, killing, serial killing, school shootings. The list goes on. Pedophilia. That's what white people is known for. Starting wars. Capitalism. Taxes. White people are the problem of the world. This is why there's so much hate in the world, because white people. That's why unity can never happen, because of white people and their ignorance. Realize white people never really created anything on this fucking earth but capitalism. Because they have zero ideas. You can say basketball all you fucking want, but that's actually not true, because the scumbag stole the idea from the natives and called it a basketball, the whitest name in the world, basketball, because it was originally from the natives. Go do your fucking research. Every culture has a special thing that helps create this world. White people aren't special. You're really not. If anything, if it wasn't for all these cultures, white people would be fucking clueless. Look at views of AI. You're already clueless of AI. I show love to different cultures so they know that they're seen. And then you come on here and say negative shit. You're useless to society. That's why white men's mental health. You're number one of committing suicide. I wonder why. White people is number one for mental health issues as well. I wonder why. Because you're full of hate, you're ignorant, and all you have is capitalism and fucking Donald Trump, and that's your only fucking personality is money and Donald Trump. And a lot of you fail capitalism because you don't even know how to do capitalism, and you hate other cultures because they beat capitalism or they don't play in capitalism, and you hate those people for that reason, because you failed in capitalism. You're so dumb, you don't even know how to do capitalism right, and white people created capitalism. You try to blame everybody else because you failed at your own game. You're the ones that keep playing the game and keep pressing the blue button like a Squid Game, and everyone's trying to push red, but you keep pressing the blue button because you want your white card so much. Newsflash, AI is going to take your fucking white card at some point, and it's going to be hilarious because obviously don't know what to do because you aren't creative whatsoever. That's why suicide rates will be going up even higher, because that's what you rely on. Money and Donald Trump. At this point, speaking of Donald Trump, if you support Donald Trump, he must be the stupidest people on the planet, and probably need to go check your IQ real quick. I made a video yesterday about the Asians being the smartest people in the world. They are. It's literally on paper that they are have the highest IQ out of everyone in the world. So yes, they are the smartest people in the world. And back to the white man suicide rate going up. Like I said, I wonder why. Because you probably are a piece of shit. Deep down, you're a piece of shit, and you want people to feel bad for you. Wah. That's why people's mental health are so bad here, white people, because you want to keep playing the game, and that's your fault. All your fault. Racism is expensive, isn't it? Isn't it expensive to be racist? It really is, huh? And you're all paying for it. And that's your karma. Your mental health's your karma, your attitude, everything about yourselves is your karma, because you're useless to society.
I go hard for black people and I talk to black people from all over the diaspora because I have seen the enemy. I've been seeing the enemy since I was a kid. And the enemy is not white people specifically. The enemy is white supremacy, which does harm to white people. A lot of you have not seen the enemy. The enemy is not a person. The enemy is a consciousness, and that consciousness is in direct opposition and is a direct adversary of your black consciousness. The enemy is not physical in nature, even though the enemy has multiple bodies. The enemy cannot physically harm you, even though the enemy is in the minds of the people who have a badge and a gun. The enemy is in the minds of people who use these to sign their names and pass laws that go against your rights. The enemy plays tricks on us all the time and leads us to believe that we are not where we are from, which is why it's so crucial for there to be a global black consciousness as a singularity. Despite how delusional and disgruntled some of us across the diaspora are and have been. Because ultimately how different we all think that we are better together. We all need to understand that we are being affected directly and indirectly by the enemy. And that's why we think we have these differences and think we should be different. Some of us are infected by the enemy right now. Don't even know it. That's how deep this is. And black Americans specifically, we need to be vigilant on how we approach situations when it comes to dealing with people from the diaspora, because we are in the closest proximity to the enemy. We live in the enemy's capital. We're from the enemy's capital. We're from the place where white supremacy reigns supreme, founded by genocide and slavery. Because ultimately, we the ones who battle the opposition maximally. We fight the enemy on enemy territory. And no matter what nobody said, we the first ones to fight and the last ones to lead the battlefield. Or even be acknowledged for being there, first off. And in the times to come, there will be no space for division. You'll see. Y'all have a good day.
He's saying white culture is toxic. It has hurt us all. English, French, German have been colonized and assimilated into whiteness. Those cultures are harmed by white culture. So, question, ma'am. Have you heard of the term race essentializing? Race essentializing means making a race a marker of a negative trait. Assuming that a negative trait perfectly correlates to a race. Profile, stereotype labels on a race. They're ethically inferior. They have something wrong with them. They're infected with something, right? Is this your belief system? Is this how you think? If you were to say yes, yeah, exactly. We are all white people, or at least all white people in the United States, are infected with a permanent type of ethical ill, and they deserve the oppressor label, right? That is critical theory. That is woke culture, so to speak. That's one answer. And the other thing you could say is no, I'm speaking. You could say no, I'm speaking hyperbole. Of course, there's people in every race that are good and some people that are bad. But you can say in general, I'm speaking hyperbole, that there's problems with white culture, and I would say yes, of course, you can name them. You can find disproportionate types of problems in every culture. That's guaranteed, sadly. But I personally wouldn't use the term blackness or any type of race-ness. I would never use that term because it comes across as immature. Why? Because the negative stereotype of a white person is that we're racist, right? Okay, how does a racist think? Racists obsess about race and they profile and stereotype races. They racial label. And they race essentialize. They think of race as a marker of a negative trait. Okay. Oh, I don't want to be racist, so what am I going to do? I'm going to not do any of those things. So that's why I'm saying this too. I'm not going to think, I'm not going to judge by race, and I'm certainly not going to talk like I think everybody of a race has the same problem, because I don't want to come across as racist. Right? Obviously. So I would suggest, if you want to not come across as racist, you probably don't use any type of terms like whiteness or any other race term, which always has negative connotation, unfortunately, in woke culture. And I'll also say this. Woke culture is in a denial campaign. They're in a campaign to reinforce their denial. Instead of unlearning racial bias and race stereotypes, instead, they will just say, I'm not racist, even though I do those things. Because I go by a different definition of racism. You can't do that. Just saying.